With the hypercars now up to speed and the WNC in full swing, are there a few locations the calendar's missing out on? The UK has always played a role in hosting top-tier prototypes across the decades, most recently with the 6 Hours of Silverstone. Although that may be an obvious choice to return to, there are other tracks to consider. Donington, Snetterton and Alton Park have all hosted endurance races over the years. However, our first stop is one of my favourites, Brands Hatch, which hosted the legendary 1,000-kilometre race through the 70s and 80s. Now let's see how it holds up in 2024. Well, here we are then. What's going to be, I expect to be a fairly chaotic race. We have a full WC grid from 2024, all the hypercars, all the GT3 cars, and yeah, I think I've worked out the BOPs. We all make it through Druids. Yeah, I mean the ones to watch out for, really the Peugeots are pretty quick, Ferraris and Porsches, which I think is pretty realistic, let's be honest. But yeah, although the AI do behave fairly well, they sort of forget how to take Hawthorns, although we're just about to find out whether I remember how to take it down the understeer, although everyone's a bit hesitant. But oh wow, dive down the inside early, and I don't particularly want to go through side by side through Dingledale, but we are through Sheen, bit of a bump, still on the track. Okay, a bit early for that, but that's fine. We've made a place. But yeah, so here we are. 100 kilometres of Brands Hatch, so about 26 laps. Should take me about just over half an hour. But yeah, I mean, can you imagine this? Hypercars running around Brands Hatch. I mean, it's the only reason why I've really chosen the Cadillac is because I want to hear what it sounds like a full chat down Pilgrim's Drop. But I mean, the closest I get is the Masters Historics, I guess, which is always a brilliant event to go to. But yeah, it's been a spell since Brands Hatch has hosted a top tier, shall we say, endurance event. They've done the Brit car and I think they did the KA one there as well, but something as high a caliber as let's get me inside and fry off in the background there. Yeah, something as high caliber as what the World Endurance Championship has become. Like I briefly mentioned at the start, obviously the World Endurance Championship has been in the UK before. In Silverstone, I went to the 6 hours, I think, in 2016, 2017. And 2019 was a 4-hour race, but yeah, after the global events that happened the years after, they never came back, which is a shame because, as I say, Jota are actually only up the road from Brands Hatch, really, their headquarters. And with the Aston Martin hypercar imminent, I think it's only fair if there's a space opening up. A UK circuit, which would probably be Silverstone. I say they've pumped in a lot of money for the F1, so when it's a Grade 1 circuit, unlike Brands Hatch, which is a Grade 2, but I think we'll get onto that later. But sort of a brief history of endurance racing at Brands Hatch. As we've got a Porsche off there, at least that's the space for me, and now everyone's, oh dear, how are we gonna, we're gonna go side by side, are we? Bit of a nudge, but I think we'll take that opportunity, although I think the Peugeot's got a pretty good drive off the, off he goes. Yeah, like I said, there's the Peugeots and the Ferraris, as long as they don't make mistakes on the Porsches, they are faster than me in race pace. Qualifying, I'll say purposely drop back so I could make my way through the field. No, I just did. Okay, let's down the inside. I think I should have him now. So we go through Druids, who's still on the outside. They do like to cut in close, so I'll keep it tight. Has he got me at Graham? Yeah, he's got me at Graham on the bend. And he's run me wide, I'll run myself wide, and I think the Alpine's going to get me now. I think I've just lost I'll keep it wide, although I'll just run wide again, and yeah, okay, I lost the place there. Although the Alpines actually, they can take Hawthorns flat, but they are incredibly slow down the straight, so I think, yeah, no problem at all. But, yeah, history of the circuit is a bit of dust kicked up there. Was looking as far back as 1966, really, was the first big endurance race came as the World Sports Car Championship. It was a non-championship race, and it was a 500-mile race, and it was quite a successful event that they decided for the next couple of years it would be a 6-hour race, and that sort of kicked things off really for Brands Hatch. It wouldn't be until 1970 that the first 1,000-kilometre endurance event would race, which was obviously the infamous the day they forgot to tell Pedro it was raining. After torrential conditions, Pedro drove for 5.5 hours, I think, out of the 6.5 hours of the race, and won by 5 laps after starting the pit lane. So I think that'd be a fun one to recreate. I think I'll try and do that. So I think, although I can't drive 917 in the dry, let alone in the wet, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah, we got a Cadillac off there, and it might be a Peugeot, I think, off there as well. Like I said, they get out Hawthorns, and yeah, slightly offline, they try and take it flat, so I think I'll make a few positions up during the race. But yeah, so in the 70s, they started the 1,000 kilometres, and sort of by mid-70s it returned to 6 hours, timed race. But then we're back to the 1,000 kilometres again in the sort of, I think it was 81 to 88, I think, as there's a Peugeot coming out of the pits, which I think was the one that just crashed. So I guess you're a lap down, given the flashing lights. Not that it does anything, but hey, let's try and make it as realistic as possible. I think, is that? No, I think we're coming up with some lap traffic now, actually, which will definitely make things interesting. But yeah, it returned to 1,000 kilometres in 81 to 88, which was obviously the Group C Goliaths, which I think I have a video lined up, which is recreating the 1988-ish race. It's sort of a combination of, we've got a couple of cars off here, yeah, there's a bit of traffic, I think there's a Beamer involved there, but yeah, it's sort of 1988-ish, it's sort of all the Group C cars that raced sort of in the 80s, I've put more in one race, so that's the perks of sim racing. I'll say that Sauber never really raced against XJ8, I think, and obviously you've got the Lancias and the Porsches, and yeah, just sort of making sure everyone's together. So that'll be a fun one. But really, I guess the question is now, will the WC race at Brands Hatch? Quick answer, probably not. But let's break it down. Let's try and make it work for them, because I'd like to see it. Certainly. When I get Silverstone, I think it was a good track to drive back in before its new layout. I preferred that one. Going under the bridge, that was cracking corner, but yeah, again, I think it's, the Maggots and Beckett's complex. It's a good system of curves. It's fun to drive, but I think apart from that, it's a bit boring as a spectator. Or finally, when I like to take photos, and it's just a bit flat. Whereas Brands Hatch is, an all-time classic still, isn't it? It's stood the test of time. It's still surrounded by forests, although it is sort of in the housing estate now, so you're limited to what you can do, but it still has that classic feeling, which I think we'll get onto, but yeah, so if we break it down, so we've got a car off there, so before I come back on, okay, and a couple of cars on the right there, and everyone's slowing up. I think we're about, the tail end of the traffic here. We've got the Aston, I think. Oh, that was, I'm not expecting that. Okay, let's see if we can, I'd like to clear this lap down Peugeot if I can. Let's see, I'll try and, you're going to stick wide and we're going to, no, okay, oh, okay, we're going to just bump draft, no, you get a better run anyway. A bit of, I don't think we'll get too much damage from that light tap. Let's see as we go in a little bit unsteal though, that this car does just understeer a bit anyway. I think we're just going to have to, yeah, that was a very, okay. I mean, my defence is lap down, so I don't know how that will stand, but well, yeah, we got past him. He's not interfering now, although if I'm not careful, they are quicker than me, and he is right behind me again. As we now go down the Pilgrim's drop, as it is. Yeah, so I was. So let's see if it can. Oh, he goes a bit deep there. Let's see if they can race here. I think we've got a car off up ahead. I don't really want to go down the inside of the Porsche, but we will. Peugeot being held up here. I think we'll try the outside. I don't think this will work, although I think he's going to get blocked in now. I think that was, yeah, brilliant. Down inside the beam, although they do carry quite a bit of speed through there if I'm down the inside. So right, we cleared him. We'll clear the Lamborghini. I don't think we'll clear the Mustang before Paddock Woods. Paddock Wood? No, that's the town nearby. Paddock Hill. Everything's named similarly in Kent. And then I passed the Lexus as well. We'll try and catch the Porsche up ahead. And I still got that Peugeot. No, he's not the lap one this time, is he? No. Okay. So that is full position. But like I said a lap ago, can we make it work? So currently, the WC has 37 cars across 24 teams. I think I counted the pit boxes at Brands Hatch, and it's set up for 36. So it's already a tight squeeze, but I think you can make it work. You know, it's like a one-off classic event, and I didn't quite want to do that at Sheen Curve, but it worked, so deal with it. So yeah, so 37 cars, 24 teams, 36 pit boxes. So you're not looking at one pit garage per car. I think teams will have to, almost like a Nürburgring style, you know, each team will have 2 cars in their garage. It'll be a tight squeeze. And then we mentioned it earlier, Brands Hatch is a grade 2 circuit, which at the moment all the circuits the World Endurance Championship races on are grade 1, with the exception of Le Mans, which I can understand because Le Mans is the race, whereas you wouldn't be able to do it for Brands Hatch because it's just a race. If you kind of understand what I mean, you know, Le Mans is the race, whereas anything else is a race. So even though that is a grade 2, I don't think Brands Hatch would be able to get away with it just being a grade 2. As we come up to more traffic at Westfield, this is the other Aston, which will change into the D station because something's wrong with that skin. Actually, that's not one of my skins. There isn't a D station I could find. And then I think we'll try that same move with the Porsche on the outside. I think the Lexus will block him in, and yeah, okay. So we know it's a good move on the AI. And the Lexus is still there, and okay. Yeah, that worked. But yes, D Station is one of my skins, but obviously I'm not done something right there. But yeah, I don't think Brands Hatch can get away with being a grade 2, and I say I've been to Brands Hatch many a time. I think 2011 was my first event for the British Touring Cars. And again, sort of round the back of sort of Westfield, Dingledale, all the way up to Stirlings and Clearways, there's no real catch fencing. But since the DTM came, they obviously bolstered up the safety and, I say ruined it, it's made it safer, but, you know, at this point of the circuit, you could have your arm out over the arm code and then you touch the cars as they went past, but for obvious reasons, they've made it a bit safer. So, yeah, I think I'd have to invest in a bit of whether they could make it a grade 1. I don't know what the difference is between the grade 2 and the grade 1. That probably do a little bit more research into that. So far, it's going to be a tight squeeze for everyone, and also it might need to be a little bit safer. The other thing I looked at was crowd capacity. So I looked at what Spa was, which I think is the only comparative circuit really on the calendar I can do, just because it's near. But and obviously Spa is a much bigger circuit, and again it's geared up for the F1 as we go around the outside of the Jota and the Ferrari. And no, just I'll try and get this beam, hopefully it doesn't come across. No, excellent. And then I don't think we'll clear this Corvette by Hawthorns, but I don't really want to go down inside of Westfield, but we're going to do it anyway. We make it clean. He goes up a little bit. Yeah, so capacity, I think Spa was about just over 80,000 for this year, 2024, which was up from, I think, like 75,000, was it? Or something like that. It was 70 something to just over 80,000 spectators. Which I think Brands Hatch at the moment has a capacity of 40,000. So it's only half as much, but obviously it's not geared up for F1. It's sort of the biggest events. You're looking at GT World Challenge, British Touring Cars, and I think BSB. I'm not massively knowledgeable on motorbikes, but I know they're one of the bigger weekends, as well as the Easter truck racing and the October truck racing. They're always big events, as we decide to go wide for some reason on our own. So yeah, I mean, I think you'd easily fill up 40,000 or sell 40,000 tickets, I think, if they did come for the 1,000 kilometre. But certainly then there's always the fun of getting like the car parks at the end of the evening, which, to be fair, Brands actually have not been, it hasn't been too bad, although obviously you do hear some horror stories, but I think you get that everywhere really. So I say, I think they could probably try and up the capacity. I think there's sort of plenty of spaces for extra grandstands, but I think again the classic feel of the circuit, you got nice grassy banks and sort of a bit of freedom really to go wherever, and with the GP circuit still accessible, why would you want to sit in the grandstand? I mean, to be fair, where I go between sort of on the right there in that central bit, that's where I just, you can see most of the circuit, you're surrounded by cars and you go deaf at the end of the day. I mean, what more do you want? But yeah, so that's capacity. And then the other thing, which I thought there was, but I didn't really know about, I had to do a bit of research, was a noise curfew. Now at Brands Hatch on, it says Sundays, but as we decide to go again wide at Hawthorns, wait for our tyres to clean up a bit through Westfields and Dingledale, I think. Yeah, there's a noise curfew, and it says Sundays, but it probably extends to the rest of the week, because on the left hand side here, it's the backs of people's gardens to houses. So this is just a housing estate to the left there. But yeah, it says noise curfew between 10 and 6:30, which is more than enough time to host a 1,000-kilometre race. It'll take about, well, it won't take that long, will it? What's that, 10 hours, isn't it? If I could do maths, which I can't, but we'll say 10 hours. So you can definitely host a endurance race in that time. You might not be able to do support races, but I mean, you just do them on Saturday, right? And then just have the 1,000-kilometre on the Sunday and call it a day. So yeah, so I think we've got a couple of cars off again. But yes, my original answer of probably not, I think still stands. Pit boxes, not quite enough of them. The circuit itself, I mean, we're getting pretty good racing actually. I mean, I am sort of just in the pocket of my own. I've got a couple of Porsches behind there, and the traffic here really has sort of spread out for 37 cars. It's I have got quite a bit of space, which is actually quite surprising. I've done a couple of tests of this and they have not been this quiet, so unless everyone's in the pits, I don't think they are. But yeah, will this promote racing, or will just everyone get jammed up behind the lower class? But I mean, if you look at sort of American stuff, I mean, they used to race at Lime Rock, which I absolutely love, which I always thought was sort of the equivalent, America's equivalent of Brands Hatch. Sort of very narrow and quite gradienty circuit. Obviously they haven't raced it for a while, I don't think. We've got quite a few cars off, as we just missed the Toyota there. This is sort of, as the sun starts to set, I think the eyes sort of get a bit tired, a bit clumsy. But I think as long as we keep it clean, I think we're going to be okay. The Porsches are closing up on us. I mean, I said before, my race pace isn't as quick as the AI, and actually they do put up a good fight when they do keep it on the tarmac, which I'm probably doing just as well as they are at the moment. But yes, circuit ever so slightly too small, I think, as in pit box wise. The actual circuit itself, I mean, it'll be a challenge, which is what I think, I think all the drivers will say it's a brilliant driver circuit, would love to race here, but can you overtake? So far we can, but I say if it was real life, until it happens, who knows. And safety wise, again, whether the FIA will say grade 2 is enough, seeing as all the other races are grade 1, I'll probably say no. Once we've got the Aston going off to the left to the collection, to that car park there at Hawthorns, and McLaren slightly wide there. I think we'll have to dive down inside. And we'll see if we overtake this Alpine. I don't think this Alpine is for position, so I think, I'm not entirely sure where our position wise will. They get past McLaren there. Keep it tight, because I say they do keep a good speed through Clark Curve. Okay, the sun's just starting to set. I think we're in a good position. Take Paddock Hill slightly wide. And the Alpine will stick with us though. But yeah, sort of a conclusion, really, it's, yeah, just slightly off the mark, I think. I think you obviously need a lot of investment to make it happen, but at the same time, I think they'll just be happy with regional racing, or as we cut quite a bit of Westfields off, and here comes the traffic after I talk about the nice clean space I've got. And a queue of cars behind me as well. We'll go around the outside here, and slight contact, but we'll make it through. Flash the lights, let them know we're there, although, again, just make it feel authentic, not that it does anything really. So yes, I guess now is a good time to take you around Brands Hatch itself, down the infamous Paddock Hill Bend. We've got Lamborghini in front of us, hopefully we can get it through, up through Harewood Hill, round Druids, and then back down Graham Hill. We're going to go down the inside of Graham Hill Bend. Classic overtaking spot. Now this is Cooper Straight. On the round 30s. McLaren is off to the right there. As we go up down towards Pilgrim's Drop, which is just below the bridge. So now come up to the Lexus coming around Hawthorns. This is where everyone goes off. I think we'll just take it nice and easy through Westfields and then down the Dingle Dell and up through the famous Sheen Curve. There's the Mustang. We'll go around the outside of here through Sterling's. Oh, he's still there. Then up through Clearways and then around Clark Curve along the not so Brabham Straight. And that's a lap of Brands Hatch. It's an excellent circuit. I love coming here, I love driving it. It's just brilliant. Let's see if we can clear this Porsche. Oh, as we nearly rear end the Porsche, let's see if we can get him down the outside of Graham Hill. I think we should clear him. But yeah, as this race sort of draws to a close, and I think I'm currently sat in third. No idea who the other two cars are. I think it's a Lambo and a Porsche up ahead. I should probably talk about what I plan to do with this channel, really, which will essentially be very similar to this video series. So plenty of a set course of content, recreating historical events, doing stuff like this, trying out racing series on tracks perhaps they wouldn't normally race on. I quite like to sort of celebrate an anniversary, so I think it's been 85 years since Brooklyn last raced, and Knock Hill I think is coming up, or it's either had its 75th anniversary. So it'd be cool to do sort of celebrate those racing circuits, as well as a retro side to it. I would like to have any excuse to play my old racing games from my childhood. So currently, which I'll get onto a bit later about the website, which is coming soon, is I'm doing a feature sort of each month celebrating a retro game. So August will be for Driver from 1999, celebrating its 25th anniversary. Sort of a very important racing game, driving game, setting the standard. Is that the Lamborghini? I think it is. I think I'm up to second now. Blimey, a couple of laps left. Lamborghini's binned it, but still no sign of that Porsche. I'm not sure which one it is. It must be a Penske, but we'll see. Yeah, so we're celebrating 25th anniversary of Driver from 1999 as a very important driving game that sort of set the standard quite early on. I'd say it was sort of up against Grand Theft Auto. The first one came out a couple of years before, and in that same year Gran Turismo 2 was the other sort of big racing game, and I think Driver beat it at the E3 Best Driving Game of the Year in 1999, so that's pretty impressive. Yeah, so August is Driver, September is Burnout 3 Takedown, which that is my childhood. If I had to sum up why I'm into what I'm into, it's Burnout. Music, racing. That's it. So I'm looking forward to doing that one. But again, it will sort of just be an overview and then hopefully a playthrough, really. Just like I said, I want to take the excuse to play it again, and hopefully you'll help me do that. I've got a couple of cars here to get past. Again, don't see a portion there, so we'll hopefully try and clear these quickly. Yeah, so October, it could be Forza 3 is having its anniversary then, and then November will be, I can't remember if winter, but you get the point. Each month, different retro game, and then yeah, December will be Gran Turismo 2, obviously. Yeah, I haven't got anything lined up for Q4. Assetto Corsa wise, it's like a season, so we'll see. We'll see what I do with that. I might just have it as a sort of retro month, you know, because it's celebrate Christmas. You know, go back to playing the old games used to get for Christmas presents. So that'd be quite fun. And then I've got quite a few things lined up for 2025. Certainly January is Daytona month for the 24 Hours of Daytona. As we've blocked in here by the Alpine, as I think, yep, he'll try and floor it all the way around, as I think he's going to come back. Oh, nearly ruined my race, so close to the end. Don't do that, please. Oh, cut sheen curve there. That's a couple of laps left. Let's not do this now. But yeah, there's certainly some type. This channel is going to be Assetto Corsa. It's going to be retro, anything racing, anything you want to see. Let me know. Otherwise, I'll just be playing stuff I like, and if you like it, great. And I briefly mentioned about the website in progress. It might be done by the time this is out. If not, done hopefully by the end of August. But yeah, essentially, it's just going to be learning. I know learning's not cool, but it's going to be, like I said, it's going to be a whole. I've got my feature about Driver, sort of how it was developed, where the influence came from. Also going to do stuff about films to do with driving. So obviously, you know, you've got your Bullets and your Baby Driver, and certainly new F1 coming out, as well as sort of stuff on Netflix as well. Sort of just not really reviewing, but just sort of pointing in the right direction of, you know, if you're short for ideas, try watching this. It's sort of, I say, it's going to be racing and car culture, sort of very light, nothing too intense, and also news as well, sort of just keeping up to date on, you know, Forza's got a new update coming out, iRacing's got season 4 coming soon, first look at Assetto Corsa Evo, so sort of just very light sort of sum ups. So nothing too deep, nothing that requires too much of your time. As well as then my articles, I've done one about the history of BMW at Le Mans. Obviously, I'm doing some about the history of the 1,000 kilometers at Brands Hatch. I've done stuff about the Nürburgring. It's just lots of. I like to learn about sort of where my racing that I learned to love has come from. So essentially, as much as it's teaching me, hopefully it can sort of teach you something. But I think this is the last. I'm on the last lap now, so just a quick thank you for watching. So if you do enjoy this, please do feel free to subscribe. And again, I'll put a link to the website once it's up and running, and yeah, let me know what you think. So it's my first video, so I can already think of a few improvements. But if anything else you want to see, or don't, or yeah, any tips or pointers, feel free to leave a comment. And then we have it. Second place, AI fought pretty well actually. I'd say summing up that race, that was a good one. I enjoyed that. It was fairly clean. AI actually behaved themselves, and yeah, I think the Porsche ended up being 30 seconds ahead, so they got a good run. And like in real life, it's a quick car and just another podium trophy to add to their cabinet. So thanks for watching, have a good one, I'll catch you next time.